Quick question, how many seconds do you think you have to catch somebody's attention on a short? It's 3 seconds. The answer is 3 seconds. We are in an era where everyone wants everything quick and easy. And honestly, just waiting around 5 seconds for something that we can understand isn't going to cut it. So how can you catch somebody's attention in such a short amount of time? The answer is stimulus. Stimulus is a great term for a response in our brain when we find something interesting or exciting. Something like a story you like, a really good song, or an aesthetically pleasing scene. If you want a solid example of a video that is made to stimulate your brain, look no further than the main thing everyone complains about on TikTok. Family Guy clips with sub-cutting videos on the bottom. These videos are made in such a way that you can't really look away. When you get bored of looking at one part of the video, you immediately skip to the other one in the bottom. When you get bored of that, you look up and see Peter Griffin doing a cutaway gag. It's incredibly effective for tricking your brain to stay, as it's keeping us incredibly stimulated, both audibly and visually. So, if I wanted to achieve the same effect with Twitch clips, I could just put a clip on top, sub-cutting videos in the bottom, maybe even sprinkle some subtitles, and I'll just get big, right? Well, no. The problem with these videos is that they are made with the intention of tricking you into watching. They are not making you interested in the subject at hand, and some people even end up skipping the videos, knowing they are getting tricked. Something that you need to understand is that if you're a Twitch streamer, you don't care about the views that TikTok gets. You care about the people from that TikTok who move to your channel. TikTok and YouTube Shorts as a platform just don't generate enough revenue on a scale for you to worry about as a main platform. So, what can we do? Well, the reason why I brought up the stimuli rabbit hole is because there are some things we can take away from it. For example, we learned that to increase the retention rate of a video, there are 3 things that should be stimulated. The eyes, with good visuals, the ears, with quality audio, and the mind, with a good story. As to dough, sauce, and cheese from a good pizza, these 3 cannot be missing for your video to have an excellent quality. You can't have a good story with no visuals to go with it, you can't have good visuals with no meaning, etc. The clip will already come with a story or joke and audio to explain it, but it doesn't mean that it will necessarily come with a good visual backing that would fit the phone format. So to help out creators with this, I decided to create a list of checks your video needs to have to be an Ollie certified good clip. Assuming the clip you're picking is good enough. Centering a model is an essential part of making something look aesthetically pleasing. If the person is not centered, it might just make it harder for us to look at them directly. In both parts, we see the same subject. However, there are several key differences. In the one on the left, we can witness the necklace, the clothes they are wearing, the shoulders, and so on. In the one on the right, although we lose more body details, we can witness much better facial expression. This means that the big difference between the two is quality versus quantity of things. Depending on how much zoom we add, we can have a visual difference that shows us either more character details or more expression details. Generally, I think the expression details are much better, as it gives the extra flavor to the voice emotion, but be careful, because zooming too much might make your video look suffocating. The best way to know if your video is well positioned is to enable the safe areas option in your video editor and check that they are inside all the squares that appear. Once you're done with this, consider zooming in and out as the person speaks. If the person says a whole sentence in one go, zoom in as they say. If the person gets stuck and keeps talking, zoom in a little. If the person regrets what they say, zoom out slightly. Now that we have decided on the amount of zoom we want, we need to learn how to track our face. Tracking is really important. If we don't follow the model's face, we can end up having an issue where they constantly leave the screen, making all the centering and the zooming with it worth basically nothing. You can use an AI or you can handle it with place keyframes. What matters the most is that you're constantly doing it. Keep in mind that most of the tips I'm giving might change heavily depending on the situation. If you have a punchline where the character is supposed to leave the screen, tracking them is kind of unproductive. Once you understand all of this, congratulations, you've mastered the single focus screen. Now, let's move to something more advanced. Because of the limited horizontal size on our TikToks, we have to take advantage of the vertical size to show more than 2 things at once. The best way to achieve this is to split the screen in 2, the top and the bottom. This has a lot of uses. If our protagonist talks for a long time, we can resort to this mechanic to keep things a little bit more visually fresh, either by focusing on another thing or putting a random chat reaction on top of the screen. We can make dialogues between 2 people easier on the eye. Looking up and down can be more entertaining than looking at a single fixed point repeatedly, and makes conversations where people are talking over each other much more entertaining. And once you learn how to transition between a singular focus screen to a split screen, the doors really open up. Since the space we're going to be using is going to be constantly changing, having our subtitles placed on only one spot make it so that it can start blocking important parts. such as here where the subtitle is blocking the face of someone on the split screen. This is why we want to move our subtitles around all the time and make it a contextual thing. Here are the most common subtitle positions you can use to prevent blocking stuff. Side note, some platforms tend to crop some shorts slightly, so if you want your text to be read to its full intended potential, turn on safe areas and keep the subtitles in the nearest box. And congratulations! You have now mastered the basic visuals for your TikTok. Keep in mind that the tool or the recipe doesn't make the chef, so keep practicing and I'm sure you're going to nail everything one day. If you want to learn how to make a job as an editor from zero, I recommend you click on the video right here. Thank you so much for watching and I'll see you guys later.